All right, the results are in. Matthew survives on the wall, as does Cam Ward. I never thought C.J. Stroud was coming off the wall after playing.
No, definitely not. But Cam Ward, Mark Andrews has at least been a fantasy superstar. Cam Ward never has been. Candidly, 30% of the vote, screw you guys. That's a little bit too close for comfort.
It was.
To be honest with you.
Almost went down.
Yeah.
But you could have overruled it.
I would have overruled it.
So it doesn't matter.
But it's the principle that matter.
Right.
I would have liked to have had less of a vote than Cam Ward.
That's not a great look.
Honestly,
Who's done more for fantasy?
Who's helped fantasy players
The
more?
chat has spoken.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Animals, all of you animals. All right, but anyway, sorry, Mark Andrews. We appreciate you. We love you. Again,
You can always make it back on the wall.
You
It's
can
not
always
over.
get back on the wall. Hopefully this motivates you and Lamar to get you back on the wall. But here comes Cam.
Here comes Cam.
Our beloved stage
Cam.
manager here. Now the pomp, the circumstance of this, how this all happens.
You guys should have seen Cam pre-show.
man.
He was practicing how to put his
Yes,
coats up.
look at this.
It's great.
Yeah,
He's
look at
very
this.
good. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like just the magic. We're going behind the scenes to see how we've got like hangers,
It's
how
unbelievable.
like low rent this is.
It's like Daniel Day-Lewis in Phantom Thread. The touch there.
There you
It's
go.
Very nice,
There he
Cam.
is. Thank
Well
you,
done,
Cam.
Cam.
Well done, Cam.
Appreciate you. Welcome to the wall, Chris Olave. Candidly, while we like Chris Olave, pan back out for a second there. Olave being right there next to Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jaden Daniels, my ride or die Amari in Hampton. You do have Jonathan Taylor there, but like some of these Chris Olave should not be that close. And then you think about like CeeDee Lamb, right? Chris Olave, by the way, does in fact drink for free. Congratulations on being on the wall. But I'm just sitting here. We're gonna have to do a little bit more rearranging. Feels like
Jonathan Taylor needs better real estate.
That's 100% right.
That's my personal gripe.
I mean, Josh Allen and CeeDee Lamb need better real estate than Chris Olave. Come on. And C.J. Stroud, that's a little too. C.J. Stroud should not be next to Jamar Chase.
No, he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Breece Hall, he might be on his way.
Yeah,
We'll see. He's been
We'll see
all
where
right.
I go.
Yeah.
I mean,
the
Jalen
jersey might
Hurts,
be different.
You can see it if you look way down in the corner there. There's Jalen Hurts. Come on, that's stupid. Like, Jalen Hurts needs to be higher up.
Yeah,
Like,
we should swap out Hurts for Stroud.
Well, A.J. Brown moved his jersey down there.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So
and we should put a little book in front of it.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
perfect
funny.
for
I
A.J.
did see
Brown.
A.J. Brown in here last night at 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, so that's why his jersey's in prime real estate, and Jalen
Prime real
Hurts is
estate.
all the way down
Very
there.
sneaky,
Yeah.
A.J.
Trey McBride and Devon
Your old
Achane
devil.
way in the back there next to. We gotta look at this. We're open to suggestions on what the order
Yes.
should be in the chat.
And
All right.
what jerseys we need. So keep those rolling in the chat as
All
well.
right. It is time once again for Blind Date, boys. You guys crushed this segment, much to my chagrin. I always think that I've come up with, me and the producers have come up with good ones to fool you guys, but we have not done that so far. If you're new to the segment, of course, as you know, bars are somewhere where people go to experience blind dates, and once again, Jay and Connor are going to do that. So I'd like to talk to you at first about a running back here who's had kind of two different parts of the season. Right here, as we let's pull up the graphic here. So here you go. So obviously, first 5 weeks of the season, somebody was touching the ball a lot. 76% designed rush share as well, a utilization score of 74. But so he was getting a lot of work, but just not particularly very good. Over 16 touches a game, averaging single-digit fantasy points per game. But the last 3 weeks, been pretty good. All right, so he's averaging over 15.5 fantasy points per game. 74 rushing yards per game, but weirdly, he's got less of a designed rush share, 57% on the designed rush rate over the last 3 weeks. So
Chase Brown?
I was going to say Chase Brown's looking at the leading rushes in the league.
very smart.
Samaje
Look
Perine
at
show
Samaje
now.
That's exactly right. So this is over the last 3 weeks. Since Joe Flacco has become comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco has become the starting quarterback here. And to your point, while it's weird, the production has been better because the offense has been better and he's been getting some touchdowns. He's not being used nearly as much because they pass so much and because they like Samaje Perine in that role.
Yeah, it was very evident even when Chase Brown was breaking off some big runs that they weren't getting away from Perine, especially when they get across the 50. They kind of like Perine's bruiser mentality. So it's good that Brown's been productive, but I don't think the usage is going to change at all. I think they're going to keep playing Perine, not half the snaps, but close to it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I still
agreed.
think Chase Brown, again, assuming Joe Flacco continues to play, we have some Roto-World player news here. Did you guys talk about that at the top of the show? But Joe Flacco, his status for this Sunday's game in jeopardy. He's dealing with a shoulder AC joint issue.
Which he did almost miss the last drive.
Yeah.
He ran to the locker room. Jake Browning was going to play that drive, and
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I'm trying to see what the
we can't do
who
Jake
reported
Browning.
that.
That's very concerning.
But
very concerning.
yeah, I saw a tweet about that coming in, so I want to give proper credit to whoever that is.
Oh, it was
that
fun.
they get.
Bengals. Why it lasted for 3 weeks.
Yeah. So
They almost, the AFC was almost theirs.
almost theirs. I'm trying to see if does Pro Football Talk have it? Oh yes, here he goes. Pro Football Talk. Joe Flacco's status for Sunday versus Bears in question with shoulder injury. So there you go. That's Pro Football Talk and many other sources as well. But so I think that assuming Joe Flacco starts, which is no clear assumption, I think Chase Brown again remains kind of a low-end RB2. But again, the offense is better. They're using him more. They're in scoring position more, and they prefer him in scoring position. He's just not involved in the passing game as much recently. All right, here's another running back here. So this is for the entire year. Here's a guy that's like, top 20 in rushing yards. He's obviously a pass catcher, right? He's averaging over 32 receiving yards per game. Guy can't score. His utilization score is 74, so kind of mid-tier RB2. And he's low-end RB2 at 13.6 fantasy points per game. Any idea who this running back is?
So a ton of usage, no touchdowns. Is it Ken Walker?
It is not Ken Walker. That's a good guess.
Jaylen Warren.
Look at you, 2 for 2. It is, in fact, Jaylen Warren. The receiving yards per game should have been a key there, Jay, as well. But, yeah, again, I think this goes to show how good Jaylen Warren has been. So he's 18th in the NFL in fantasy points per game. Of course, he missed a couple of games with the injury. But 18th in the NFL, and he's only scored basically one touchdown this year.
He never scores. That was the giveaway to me.
So you figure positive touchdown regression is coming to Jaylen Warren, right? As well.
Looks awesome.
Yes.
You watch Jaylen Warren play, and you're like, this guy creates more missed tackles than most backs in the league, especially in the pass game.
Yes. Now, they're home to your Colts, Jay. Then they're at the Chargers, home to Cincinnati, at Chicago. The Colts are going to be tough, but the 3 after that, all those teams you can run on, despite what we saw the Chargers do last week. I think that was more a function of the Vikings' offensive line than it was that the Chargers suddenly are really good against the run. All right, let's look at one more running back here. This is a running back again since week 6, as you see it right there. So just a couple of games, last 3 weeks. This is somebody who is, top 10 in the NFL in touches per game, rushing yards per game, utilization score. Not really involved in the passing game, merely just 28th in receptions per game. But, top 10 fantasy running back over the last 3 weeks.
Kyron Williams?
It is not Kyron Williams.
Would this be Javonte Williams?
It is not Javonte Williams. It is, in fact, Kimani Vidal.
Wow.
Kimani Vidal. And before we discuss Kimani Vidal, Coach Jim Harbaugh was asked recently to assess the rookies and how they're playing. Watch this clip.
But Rondé Gadsden, of course, has been great. Trey Harris, R.J. Mickens, really coming on strong, and Kimani Vidal playing like a number 1 running back, not just on our team in the NFL. He's been playing like a number 1 running back in the entire league. And then some more opportunities possibly to come this week.
So what's interesting there, Connor, is Kimani Vidal's not a rookie.
No, I know. That's why when you said he was asked about the rookies, I was like, does anyone know? But it clearly.
That's what he was asked, though, and you can see, he talks about Rondé Gadsden. And the other hilarious part about that clip is he goes, Rondé Gadsden's coming on, Trey Harris, R.J. Mickens. He just literally says Trey Harris's name. He says nothing about Trey Harris.
He just stared off into the.
Right, just trying to think through who are rookies on my team,
right.
And so he does say, Kimani Vidal is playing very well, playing like a number 1 running back in the NFL, more opportunities coming for him this week, all of which is exciting, except for the fact that it's hilariously, not a rookie. Now, maybe he was thinking Amarian Hampton obviously is a rookie, and he's hurt, and Vidal is filling in for it, so maybe that's where the brain synapse went there as well. But, yeah, look, he's been – the point is over the last 3 weeks, since Amarian Hampton went down, he's just gotten running RB1 usage, almost 20 touches per game. I know he had the one game where he didn't really have a bunch of fantasy points, but Miami, a couple of weeks ago, and then this last week against the Vikings, he's been great. And the expectation here is in a game against Tennessee that we talked about earlier with QJ, where they're, almost double-digit favorites, Vidal should be in for a heavy workload.
Yep, absolutely. Getting Joe Alt back just fixes so many issues. Like Justin Herbert now, he's still going to be under siege, still no great offensive line, but now he has a chance to actually live, and it can be a much more functional offense.
All right, let's Valiant Vincent here.
Valiant Vincent in the chat asking or saying Harbaugh looks like an accountant who accidentally got hired as a head coach and he's too deep to back out now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a movie.
The accidental coach.
Yes, there it is. Great title. Who's directing
What is
that?
it? The
Accidental
Coach.
Yeah.
That's a great one. And by the way, I'll tell you, that kind of movie, that's not like a real movie. That's like a made-for-TV.
Yeah, very tight release.
Yeah. It's like,
It appears in theaters.
yeah. It's like,
Streaming.
That's like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say where it's streaming, but it's streaming.
Exactly. I don't want to insult anyone.
No, it follows American Pie 8.
Yes.
Right.
Then you
Exactly. But it just feels like, one of those, like.
Or a Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile
3.
Dundee, 3, 100%. There was a Whoopi Goldberg movie called Eddie. Where she somehow won a coach. She became the coach of the Knicks somehow.
Yes,
like
a wild one.
Wild one as well.
Great script. It just didn't land.
Yeah, I'm surprised Connor is a member of the New York media because there were certainly cameos by other members of the New York media.
Yeah, they didn't invite me for that one.
If you go back and watch that,
I'm going to be in Eddie too.
Yeah, fair enough. Todd Zeal's in that movie.
Now.
You should go look.
Yes, he's the lead.
Yeah, go look.
Shocking. Todd Zeal's the lead. I'm the second, the co-star.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.